please start it for good, genuine reasons and good purposes. Because if you start it for money, this is why you see a lot coming and going. Because it's hard. You got to really be in it and really enjoy it and really want it. And if you're not, then you're going to stop because this ain't no easy lick.
Welcome, everyone. My name is Walter Gaynor II. I'm here at Black Writers Weekend for Bookmark Live. This is an incredible venue powered by Riverside Epicenter, and we're thrilled to have the one and only Tamika Jamison. How are you doing?
I'm good. I'm about to say, oh, yeah, that's right. That's me.
Right, that one.
Formerly Newhouse.
Formerly.
Yeah.
Treat her like Prince.
Yes. I'm excited to, see this year be here, and hopefully everybody is blessed from it. It's a journey to put things like this together for sure. So,
man,
yeah.
You know what's funny? There's a lot of events popping up. Like this past 12 months has been events here. Every single city's got an event for creators, but that's like year 1 or 2 for them. You're on 16. This is the 16th year, Sweet 16. Yeah. What's it like looking at everything that's happening right now compared to the first year you did Black Writers Weekend?
You know what's interesting? When I began to put these concepts together, which was gathering Black folks around books, nobody really thought that folks was reading. So I came up with this saying that Black folks read. Don't get it twisted. And I would say, don't get it twisted. Black folks read. And it wasn't a lot of book events out there. Like you'll have the traditional book festivals with the markets, some book readings and things like that. But I always thought that was boring. And, for the most part, adults don't want to be read to. We want to converse. We want to be inspired. We want to know why you wrote that character like that or what inspired this. Like we want to be entertained because at the end of the day, we are entertainers. And a lot of entertainment starts with the written word. And the word creative wasn't even used then. And I remember maybe using it going in maybe my 3rd or 4th year. Because I was like, we're creatives. Like, I'm going to just start calling us that. I remember the day, it was like I did an event in Charlotte after the CIAA?
CIAA.
Yeah, CIAA. And I used to produce a literary experience during CIAA. And that's when I decided to start calling us creatives because I wanted them to see us as artists. And what I didn't see now is here. It's like a dime a dozen. It's everywhere. And it's like, it's a beautiful thing because it was hard to get people interested in this concept and to gather around storytelling because people want to, they want to dance. They want to drink. They want to watch films and be entertained. So how do we entertain people with books? And now, it's a part of the wave now. So
part of the wave.
I love it. I'm excited.
Trendsetter, y'all. Trendsetter.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Trendsetter. Pioneer. Someone called me that on social media like a couple weeks ago, and I was like, you know what? I think that kind of fits.
That fits?
Yeah, it fits a little bit. I'll rock with it.
Yeah. You know what's interesting? I think not only have you created such an incredible event, an annual event, but you do this on the regular. And I interviewed you a few years ago, and you kind of use the term gatekeeper, but in like a positive way.
Yeah.
Can you speak a little bit on that?
Well, somebody got to start. That's the thing. I mean, not everybody. Well, everybody really wants to be on top. A lot of people really want success. A lot of people want to be financially free. But to really get there, when you really think about it, if somebody would have told me what my journey looks like to get to this position, I would have been like, oh, no, I'm good. I'm not doing that. Because it does take a lot of sacrifice, whether it's financial, emotional, physical, mentally, with relationships. You'll be misunderstood. And then you'll have moments where you achieve greatness. And with greatness comes some ugly parts too. Some people don't like that. Some people gonna hate. Some people gonna create lies. Or because they may see you talking online, they think they know you. So there's a lot of ugly parts as well as beautiful parts to, I call dreaming out loud. And being a gatekeeper essentially is when you mean well, creating a space where people can come and gather and connect and kind of being the first and keeping that door open. Like you got to start it. Somebody has to start it. And then you have to keep it open. You have to be almost like welcoming, trying to bring everybody on, like a Moses, essentially. Like, let me lead y'all across this sea, because on the other side, it's the land is filled with milk and honey, So it's essentially it's pretty much being bold enough to be the first, and then having the strength mentally and physically to sustain it. It's not as easy as people would think. And so if you're going to start something, and it's funny that you said it's a lot of them now, because there's a lot of people that start these events. And it doesn't matter what industry that you're in, but if you're going to start these events, please don't do it because you want to get money from ticket sales, or you want people to give you money for this, or because you're money hungry. Please don't start it for that. Please start it for good, genuine reasons and good purposes, because if you start it for money, this is why you see a lot coming and going, because it's hard. You got to really be in it and really enjoy it and really want it. And if you're not, then you're going to stop, because this ain't no easy lick. Like, it take a lot of effort to make this thing work. So if you're going to start it, and if you're going to be a gatekeeper, if you're going to be a leader, a trendsetter, mean well, and do well.
So what would you say is the reason that keeps you going? Because as we heard, it's not easy. And Tamika didn't even share all the crazy grimy stuff that happens, but what keeps you going even when it feels like you should stop? What is your why?
I've wanted to quit several times. I've even made announcements. It was right before COVID, maybe 2019 or 2018. I stood on the stage and I said, all right, y'all, I'm out. This it. I ain't doing no more, because people was mean. And I used to tell folks, I don't have to do this, right? I don't work for you. What are we like? Why are you talking to me like this? But I do understand that people are anxious. They're excited. They put out projects and they want to be successful. They want to build those connections and things like that. But what keeps me going, which is what your question was, in the midst of all of that, I have seen people grow. As far as back as 2016, there was a woman by the name of Tressa Asbell Smallwood. She filmed her first film here, Secrets. That movie went on, and now she has this $1 million production house and movie studio company called Megamind Media. Oh, wow. And she produces for BET and All Black and original films for Tubi, and she has so many development deals. A few years ago, a publicist moved here from Mississippi, didn't have a lot of clients, and she asked, can she volunteer? And I said, yeah. I opened my door so that she can get that hands-on experience. Just this past weekend, she was at the Stellar Awards with one of her biggest clients. I've seen artists that never even had a book deal, but they had great personalities. Didn't even have a book. And I saw something in them, and I said, come on this stage. You can lead this conversation. And a few years later, they're a New York Times bestselling author. These are these type of stories and these success stories, or these testimonies. Testimonies. Did I say it right? Yeah, testimonies.
Yeah, testimonies.
Testimonies that keep me going. Because if I were to stop, what would have happened to just those people I mentioned? Not to say that it was because of me, but my work and my platforms create some type of influence. And then it creates a domino effect. So I'm going to continue to do this work because it does bless others. Again, this is my ministry. I grew up as a PK kid. Folks on that's a preacher's kid. And I was preaching by the age of 9. And so I understand the importance of community and gathering and speaking life into other people. And I do that through this event.
Oh, wow. That's beautiful. I didn't know that.
Oh, yeah. See, you learn something new about me all the time.
Yeah.
I was a PK kid. I started preaching at 9. The topic of my very first sermon was called Getting Pregnant by God.
Oh, man.
Why you laughing at me?
You say getting pregnant by God?
Yeah, getting pregnant by God. So basically, allow God to plant a seed in you and let it to grow. And allow him to use you. Like, he got to get inside of you and grow within you. So getting pregnant by God. I was 9.
I think you're ready to take over for these internet pastors, the ones who do the swag surfing in church.
Yeah, let me in. Let me
in. All right, so you are someone who has a number of different organizations and businesses under your belt. I think some people probably do know, but may not really know all that comes with it. But with Delphine Legacy Media, can you share exactly what you do there? And
Well, I'm a self-taught entrepreneur, self-made success story. I never had an agent, but I got book deals by myself. Never had a publicist, never had a booking agent. But I learned those things and I did it myself because I did not want to overspend. I didn't technically know what to spend on. What I did invest in was a stylist because I didn't know fashion. I hate shopping. And I also an image consultant because I knew I needed to look good. Like, how do I do my makeup? So I went and I did the steps to learn certain things to brand myself. And then with doing these events, I will come across a lot of writers that put out books, but they don't understand they are brands. Or if they launch a publishing company, they are now a business. And I'm seeing us step into these spaces and we're not doing the proper research to understand how to sustain, how to market, how to build, how to brand. You'll be surprised how some people didn't even know what a brand was. And essentially is, how do people feel when they come in connection with you? How do you create a message around that? What does it look like? What does it feel like? So you create stories and you kind of manipulate some of the events and the people that you engage with to build some type of influence. So I will get those questions all the time. And so I created a media company called Delphine Legacy Media, which is named after my mother, Delphine Jamison, to help them build their own legacy. And whatever that may look like, if they're putting out a movie, a film, a book. And so I would mentor them and coach them, and I began to bring in a team of project managers and designers and writers to help put those pieces together for them, because sometimes we just can't do it all. So I work with authors and I manage them and I help them kind of to float and to soar, and so they can have longevity. But at the end of the day, we also teach them. And I will let clients go. Because you'll find people that want to pay a bill and then I make your magic work. And it don't really work like that. When you're an artist, you got to participate. This is why you see musicians go on tour. This is why you see even Will Smith promoting his latest movie. Right. And he made billions of dollars from this, the movie did. And so like you'll see him on the grounds doing the footwork, but you'll find artists that don't want to do the footwork, and it doesn't work like that. So I just work with art to just kind of trying to show them the way so they can last.
That's important because I think, I don't know what it is, but people will see, like Will Smith, for example, do all the interviews, but they don't necessarily think like, oh, I should do that too. And it's like Will Smith, he could just be like, oh, yeah, I'm doing a movie, it's coming out.
Yeah, he can do an IG post and go home.
But no, he's at all the interviews with all the TikTokers. And
he was just in Saudi Arabia. Now, who does premieres in Saudi Arabia? Like, did I say that right? Yeah, Saudi Arabia. Like, they don't even allow most of us, well, a lot of people, and a lot of different types of content in that space. And he's there doing a press tour and doing a screening. Mm-hmm. Have that type of, and the reason why these type of people are successful is because they put in this time and energy, even when they have sustained and gotten to a certain level. Like, you have to understand, once you're here, you have to work just as hard to stay here. And then you want to climb and get higher. And then you want to sustain that as well. So how do you do that? You engage, you promote, you market, you create conversations. You get out from behind your computer. And you stay consistent.
Gems, y'all. Gems. So, yeah, it's interesting. Like, once you make it, it's like, oh, there's someone else where now you have to make it there, too. So
absolutely.
What is making it look like for you right now? Like, what's your next kind of goal?
I have finally gotten to a place of peace mentally and emotionally. I also have gotten to a place of where I've created a blueprint of my work, and I'm just sticking to it. I sometimes used to find myself saying yes to this and saying yes to that to try to figure it out. Oh, I could do this too. I could do that. You can't say yes to everything. So I'm finally in a place where I'm okay with the projects that I have going on. I have more than enough of relationships and influence to just float and flow. And it's only up from here. So I'm finally and my bank account looking kind of nice. So nice. I'm looking forward to look even better. My credit score is the best it's ever been. But again,
big shout out to that.
Yeah, big shout out to that because, wealth sometimes your credit score speaks more sometimes than what you got in the bank. Like, they really want to see like your history of your credit. And I actually was like a single mother for many, many moons, like majority of my children's life. So I was hustling and building companies and taking care of my children by myself. And having that patience to understand financial literacy and balance it out, I failed horribly in that space. And so I had to double back and undo a lot of things that I did, and I finally got it right.
Getting it right.
Getting it right.
Speaking of single motherhood, I've seen your son at these events and all the other events you do. Like every single one, he's there, and he's not just sitting around. He's out here doing stuff, running to get that, running to get there. Right? So, like, what is it like kind of balancing parenthood and doing all of this? I got a glimpse at it, being an uncle. I'm like, yo,
it can be a lot. It is hard. And when they were younger, my son, I think he was 3 when he first started complaining I was on the road too much, because I love doing book signings and I wanted this to be successful. I wanted it to work. So I was always putting myself on tour. So he was maybe 3 when he said, why are you always on the road? And he was upset. And I said, well, I got to go get you some Burger King money. But I promise you, once you're big enough, I'm going to start taking you with me. And I held my promise. So by the time he was about 4, maybe like the next year, I started taking him on the road with me. And I made it a family act, and my daughter as well. So my son, he was so little, the books that he was holding sometimes was as big as him, and he'll walk up to people and he'll tell them about the book. And he was like, well, I can't read it because it's for grown folks, but I know it's about love, and my mama wrote it. And so people loved that. They used to engage with him, and he just became our little salesman. And my daughter, she knows how to put together events. She knows how to set up tables. She knows how to take transactions, get emails, and network. Like my children, I made them a part of the act. And as your children grow and evolve and get older, just put them in position and make them a part of it. And when we traveled, I would make a day of fun. So they've been all over this country, and we'll travel and we'll eat and we'll go to theme parks, and the next day we'll go to the book expo.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Turn a like work trip to a vacation.
Yep.
Man.
Yep, they are very well versed, spoiled, beautifully. But yeah, you have to find a good balance. Figure out what works for you and your children, and just make them a part of it. Yeah,
that's beautiful. So yeah, how many different projects do you have? Because I was about to count them off, and I was like, hold up,
it's a lot.
You got the festival, you got the podcast, Traces of Tamika, the documentary, Delphine Legacy. You got AAMBC, that's a whole nonprofit. I'm at 5. What am I missing?
Within that nonprofit, you got Black Writers Weekend, and then I do a lot of community events. So I partner with different organizations. So I'll have a Black History program. I'm doing a Juneteenth program coming up. We're going to do a literary freedom walk, so it's like a 5K walk. What else? Every March, I present a photo exhibition where I pay tribute to entrepreneur or creative Black women. We take these beautiful portraits of them and we put it on an exhibit and have a conversation. But a lot of these events are also created to raise funds for my nonprofit, because it takes money to put these events on. And so I'm doing something probably every quarter. And then on top of that, I write books myself. I have 17 novels, and I have 5 creative wellness workbooks. So I have 21 projects. I have a memoir podcast. I'm actually getting ready to record season 4 soon. And right now we're filming a documentary for the 16th year of Black Writers Weekend. So after this, we go straight into post-production. So y'all pray for Carnita over there.
Hey, shout out to you. We'll send gift baskets.
Carnita's one of the producers of the documentary. So I'll be working her. But
okay.
I don't think she mind.
She go home and complains now.
Yeah.
All right. Well, thank you. I have like 15 other questions, but it's like you got things to do.
Man, I'm the boss, man. Ask me a couple more questions.
Couple more. All right.
Just a couple more.
All right. So you've traveled all over the country putting on events as well. Where's some place that you want to go next?
Oh, to produce an event?
Yeah, either in the country or outside the country.
Yeah, so I recently partnered with Yamoria Wright. We have Soul Canvas. It is a creative wellness experience, and we birthed it in Los Angeles. My goal is to bring it into Atlanta, but a lot of the conversation is geared around wellness and how we fuse that with creativity. So that's why we call it Soul Canvas, because it's about your soul, and your soul is a canvas. I like that. And I would really like to take it to some type of tropical place, not sure just yet. And I'm also going to do Africa Writers Weekend. Where? Tanzania. We gonna talk.
Can we go to Tanzania?
We gonna talk. Tanzania, we gonna look. We speaking it. You know, I told you I'm PK kid. You gotta put it out there. So we gonna make it work. So, somewhere in that's in the Caribbean, right? Oh, my bad. We gonna edit that out.
Oh, we gonna...
I did good in geography class. I promise you. I knew it. I was just playing with you. Yeah. Oh, but you know what? We're gonna do African Writers Weekend. Because African is a continent, and there's different cultures there, and I want to be able to include all of the cultures and all of the different races. And so often, Black Americans, African Americans, do not understand and know a lot about Africa itself. Right. And you'll often hear people say, "Oh, that's African music," or "Africa, they did this," but not actually understanding like that's a continent. Like there's a difference. So you gotta either say like Tanzania, you gotta say South Africa, you gotta say the Congo, you gotta say Ghana. You have to actually say the country, because these countries not only do they have different language, they have just Nigeria alone has like over 100 languages, and I think I undercounted. Because it's way over 100.
Safe to undercount.
Yeah,
it's
so
over 2 for sure.
Yeah, it's a lot, and I'm like, dang. For one country, there's a lot of different languages, and there's different races. There's different types of Nigerians. I was learning that too, so I was like, it's a lot to really learn about that continent and taste all the different types of foods and all the different types of music. So I am gonna take this experience over there. I just don't know where just yet. Because, again, each country is different. And so I want to be all-inclusive. And go, of course, to the places where they're really welcoming.
You know, it's funny. We talk about not being a monolith, but it's almost like we as a whole community, because we got to include everyone, we forget that Africa's not a monolith either.
Not even a little bit. How would we feel if they just, like, someone try to put me in a position of saying that I'm like a Californian, and I know I'm from Texas. Like Texas and folks from California, folks from Michigan or from New York, we're not the same. We have different dialect. We have different type of culture and food as well. So how would we feel if they tried to put us all in that same bottle? It's not the same.
Can't do it.
No, can't do it.
Can't do it. All right. Well, thank you. Thank you for your time. I know you're the boss, but I know there's a bunch of people.
I know. I got to get back to work.
Yeah.
But what's beautiful is we do come back every first August.
Every first August.
And I say that so that you guys can remember. It don't matter what day, the date that it falls on, but it's always the first weekend in August that we will be here in Atlanta, Georgia. Book signings, our pitch fest, film screenings. We're gonna have an art house next year. And we're just going to expand the storytelling. But every first weekend, I'm going to keep it going.
Keep it going?
Yeah, my goal is by year 20, though, is to kind of step back a little bit from being hands-on and just let it continue to grow on its own. And I can focus on a lot of other type of projects I really want to do.
Yeah, I think that could happen sooner. You built something amazing.
Come on, God.
Yeah, and you built with some amazing
sponsors. Let's wrap it up.
Amazing sponsors: Afros and Audio, Ike Ocean, Amazon KDP, All American Vote, Delphine Legacy Media, and Riverside Epicenter. Support makes it possible for this thing to keep going and going. Thank you very much. And for everyone watching, listening, make sure you're following Black Writers Weekend, using the hashtag Black Writers Weekend just to see what everyone is posting.
Yeah.
And
follow me.
You? Oh,
yeah, follow me. Everything my name, Tamika Newhouse. And then go to tracesofmika, that's MIKA.com, if you want to see when I'm going on tour, when I'm talking, when I got new books and stuff coming out, or TamikaNewhouse.com, either website. And what I have coming up next, I'm going to be writing a new novel soon. I'm going to talk about it soon when I write it. And then, right, like, you got to speak it again. I'm talking about it because you know it's coming. So a new romance novel is on the way. And then working on a new documentary. And I have 2 projects that film projects that I finished up that I'm looking to get acquired. So more is on the way.
More is on the way.
Yep.
All right. Thank you all. Talk to you later.